As I was out there doing jobs this past week, I was continually amazed and kind of perplexed by just how many things there are that need to be fixed. Like even in my small town, it just seems like it's an endless number of things. And these are just the small number of jobs that people actually call me about, or that the existing customers I haven't scared off ask me to work on. You know, like fix up my cabinet door, one person says, or work on my gate, you know, replace my gate, dig me some new post holes and build me a new fence. That kind of thing happens all the time. It's almost like an endless stream of jobs. Now, it hasn't been warm enough to pour concrete for months now. You know, it's been like wintertime, just freezing cold. So it warmed up and I slotted in a couple of concrete jobs this past week. I think my lungs were kind of missing that thin coating of Portland cement. It just felt good to crack open a bag of concrete, mix it up, and pour it in the hole. Those guys just need to set overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow and put the gate in. I even did a few outside painting jobs this week. You know, it was in the 50s, the sun was shining, so I put a little paint on this garage I've been working on for the last few weeks. And I also put a soffit on that thing. Now, metal soffits usually don't run the long way, but this garage was just calling for a little innovation, and I played with that piece of metal to make it work. Now, as far as the coronavirus is concerned, I guess outside jobs are the way to go. At least that's my theory. You know, like, it's better to be working outside on a fence in the fresh air than banging around inside someone's kitchen or bathroom or just about anywhere in their house. So that's my theory. I know a lot of people are talking about the value of telecommuting and working from home and all that stuff, but I think you need to drag your desk outside.
We're not here to overly worry about it, but there are signs that it could be major worries for our lives and our most important institutions. That is.
Now, one inside job I did end up doing this past week was over at my buddy Brian's house, and he wanted the bricks around his fireplace plastered over. They were just kind of looking funny. He had a new insert in place, and the bricks were, they were like a vestige of the old days when he had a brick surround. So anyway, I plastered those guys over, let the plaster dry, put the fireplace back in, and then did a little sealing. This is that high temperature fireproof caulk stuff you can get. So I caulked it up. He said that he was getting some smoke pouring out of that fireplace. Anyway, that thing's all tuned up. I also replaced some lights in a bathroom on the other side of town. I'm just heading over to the job today, and it is to fix a leaning fence. Not replace it, you know, fence is doing okay, but just make it go upright, you know, keep it from leaning. And, you know, there's a few tricks to that kind of thing, and it all depends on the fence, so we will see what we got. All right, step one with this fence surgery project. Let's just check it out. You can see we got a little funky bow action going on. I came by maybe a month or two ago and put these braces on just to keep it from completely falling over. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 posts, and number 2 and number 3 are shot. So let's go around the back side and take a look. All right, so here is the problem. This guy is just leaning. This is the one I've got the brace on. And this is the one that popped out. This one's completely shot on the bottom. This is pretty common around here. People put cedar posts just straight in the ground, and they just kind of rot out. So I'm going to put 2 holes in, one here and one here with some new posts, and we will go from there. And I've seen this just so many times. It's really common that somebody put concrete just in the ground, unmixed, hoping that the groundwater, whatever, would sort it out. And it's just, you know, it's just like never got set up. The same deal is going on with this post. Just like either sand put in with the post or gravel that never mixed, so it's just loose down in there. This is that first hole I dug, and it looks like the post kind of rotted off, like right here, because there's still some post there in the ground. Anyway, I'm just gonna sink the next one right next to it, and I dug a slightly bigger hole just so it'll hold plenty of concrete. And then the same deal with this guy. Post just rotted off here, cedar post, and there's some post in the ground down below. All right, that's it. Step one's done. Got the posts in. They're in a nice line, you can see. So fence isn't going to be too wibbly wobbly, but I gotta let those guys dry. Obviously, this one's not like connected or anything. Just pull that out tomorrow. And if you haven't invested in a foot trowel, I would recommend it. You know, the foot trowel is really good for fence posts, for precision work, and you don't hurt your back. Alright, so that fence is just chilling. Concrete's got a set, and I'll go back tomorrow and affix it to the new posts, and it'll be a lot more solid than it was. I mean, both of those posts were rotted out and never really put in concrete. Sand or whatever they put in there was just not doing it. So it'll be better. It's not going to be perfect, but I figure why throw out a perfectly good fence when you can just tune it up. Now this footage is from an apartment job I did, another inside thing where I just added a few receptacles. I didn't get much footage of that one, but the guy did have a nice dog. I'm back, and the concrete is set. It's still a little bit green. It's been about 24 hours, but it's solid. Posts are solid. You can see that I've got to bring this guy over here. I'm just going to bolt it up, and that'll make it nice and straight like that. And to make the connection, I'm going to use this lag bolt, but I'm going to make a pocket for it so I get a nice deep connection. So I've got a pocket in the post, and I'm just going to put the lag bolt into the pocket so it sinks deep into the next post.
States with fewer cases say they still want more specific guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which just may not be realistic. I asked Mark.
All right, viral update on handyman life. I was working all day on the tile shower, and I didn't get any footage of it, but I will get a little bit tonight. Basically, today what I did, just to reenact it for you, is I tore out the old surround, mitigated a little bit of mold in there, just a little bit, it wasn't too bad, and then just kind of rebuilt the surround. This is around a, it's kind of like what would be a shower, but instead it's like a wash tub for dogs. Dogs are awesome. There's a lot of really cool dogs at this place. Anyway, I'm going back over there tonight to put up a waterproof membrane. I just need to go tonight because I don't want to keep these guys shut down for too long, so trying to get all my drying cycles in. So at the end of the day today, I had everything mudded on the surround. It was all mudded, all the seams and everything, fiberglass tape and mud or whatever. And then tonight I'm just doing the waterproof membrane, and then tomorrow I should be able to tile. All right, so as I knock down the mud job on this surround and smooth it down, and then apply a bunch of redgard, you know, that really rubbery as heck moisture barrier, I'll let you know that I'm on a mission not to get or spread the coronavirus. I'm just gonna put it out there. And I know some people are really chill about the disease, saying, you know, it's just one of those things, you get it, you'll be fine, just weather it like anything else, it's no big deal. But I've actually got a few immuno problems on board myself, and I've talked about those on YouTube before, and I'm pretty open about it. I've got some health issues, you know, not the biggest thing, but I've got some things going on with my immune system, and getting a wacky virus is like the last thing I want. So I'm on a mission, and one thing I'm going to do is, starting next week, kind of like decided, starting next week, I'm really going to shift exclusively to outside jobs, at least for a while. Now, I don't know if that's going to help, because, you know, outside you still talk to people and put your hands on things and touch your face, whatever. But anyways, what I'm going to do, I don't have a whole lot of flexibility with my job. You know, I got to get out there and do stuff. I've got to get out there and do things in the community. That's just kind of the way that it works. But what I'm thinking is that outside jobs might be the way to go for me to get through this current corona storm. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. You guys stay healthy. And as I've said before, this is not necessarily a how-to video. It's just not. Instead, it's kind of more of an account of how I did it. Thanks for checking it out.